A lot of things have been happening in Beastborn lately, and a lot of these things have actually been really unfair to the majority of the Beastborn player base, because all you guys, or well, most of you guys definitely play fair and square and grind materials normally, play Beastborn normally, just boost and get bequips normally and wax them normally. But a lot of these things that I will mention, and let me just quickly briefly mention these before I go more in depth in a second, as there's been things such as being able to see what you're going to get on a bequip next, which is absolutely insane. Basically telling you, oh yeah, is there a point in waxing the bequip? Oh yeah, this one doesn't give you anything, no point. Does this have a pattern to wax it? How much of a chance do I have? Oh yeah, I'm using a debug wax on that, if you know what I mean, or well, soft wax, whatever. But yeah, we'll get more in depth in a second, as there have been other stuff too, such as a winter ghost memory match where people have basically been farming an absurd amount of festive beans from this, getting like 200, 300, 400 festive beans this entire Beesmas, just getting it every single day. Like, bro, that is so unfair. Like, how are we supposed to compete with people like that? Something just has to happen, and something has happened previously. So yeah, we'll talk more on what things will most likely happen as well to the people that have been using this stuff. But yeah, it has been also not only festive beans though, just materials in general with memory matches. But who knows, Onett could just reset people for using that. I mean, it's not really hard to see who has been getting an insane amount of festive beans and materials on memory matches or flying anywhere, such as flying to vicious bees, which people have been doing that a lot, and I'm sure Onett knows as well, and I'm sure Onett will do something against that as well. Same with people TP into coconut combo, which is basically a 2x honey buff, just like a honey day, but without it. Now, of course, not saying that everybody who does use coconut combo acts, because obviously not, but yeah, a lot of things have been going on in Beastborn because of that. And right, first of all, going in depth with the bequip stuff, and that is probably the main issue in my opinion, really, which I know Onett has actually patched previously. As if you didn't know, this used to be 100% right before Beesmas. You could have seen 100% what you're getting on the next wax, if there's even a point in waxing, and more. But Onett has kind of patched that, semi-patched it. As now, let me explain to you how it works. As you do see over here, for example, we have a whistle with the main stats, and it generates you, if you do inspect the actual bequip, it generates you 16 different patterns on if there's a point in waxing your bequip. So what you will get, so for example, the main stats here, and all of these show that you're going to get nothing. So oh yeah, no point in waxing your bequip, no point in wasting your wax, or none. Yeah, it does sound insane. I don't recommend you guys doing it, because things will happen against people who do it, and I'm sure Onett will do stuff to get rid of it and keep patching it and more. I'm sure Onett is going to act soon about it though, because well, for example, as you do see over here, let's just say these pink shades have 3% super crit power right on the first wax, and if you inspect it in whatever that is, you can actually see the 16 probabilities and patterns of what you should use, even if it does give you something good. So there are patterns such as with a soft wax, with a hard wax, or swell wax, or caustic, giving you a higher chance. That changes the pattern as well. Of course, the potential does matter too, but everybody knows that though, and it does increase the chance of getting a better one. And these things have just been really unfair because of that, if you know what I mean. Who would have really ever thought would be able to see what the next thing you will get on a bequip is? And it is crazy as well, just because you don't even have to wax every single bequip. Like, all you can just do is, for some reason, be like, oh yeah, I can see that the bequip has this type of pattern, I'm gonna get nothing from it. You can just take it, I don't care about it. Like, things like that are just so unfair to the people like me, and like so many other people that have been non-stop waxing so many bequips, praying to God to get lucky, and then you realize, wow, so people just been hacking and getting all these things, which yeah, that's unfortunately how it is. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that every bequip is hacked or whatever. It doesn't mean it. I know people can get really lucky with a few things. Like, luck obviously exists. This just brings it more to life and gives you more of a idea if you should really wax something, if that makes sense, which yeah, is just really unfair, and it shouldn't be like that. But because of this, it kind of does make sense why some things are crazy and so many things just getting botted. Now, there's a few things Onett can do with this, and that is hopefully not disable trading or none like that, but hopefully just somehow find the ID of some bequips, and I don't know if fully delete them, but maybe not make them tradable. I mean, there is a chance Onett could do that and more, which is why I don't recommend you guys using it too, because well, you'll probably get banned anyway, but still. And I mean, as you do see over here as well, just more of an example where you get baby love on antlers maybe. As you do see, there's a prediction thing there. You want to predict which wax will give you what, and then as you see down there, it gives you 16 different predictions, which is just like, bro, that's just unfair. Like, come on guys, why are we doing this in a great 2026? And the worst part is that you can literally do this every single wax. So if you get 6 super crit power as before, it might show you, oh yeah, you're going to get 8 super crit power if you use a soft wax, a debug wax, a hard wax, and then look what happens to the next one whenever you do get it, and you might get melody and then 8 super crit power whistle, if you know what I mean. So just like, bro, this is way too broken, way too insane. It should not be like this, and it's just becoming a problem now with so many people using it and getting way more insane beequips than you would usually think that are possible. But even, for example, beequips that you think would never be possible could potentially be created, because technically, if you see what chances you have, now I know this is not fully 100%, but it does basically give you 16 different chances, and like a 7 out of 16, for example, or well, 10 out of 16 that it's going to hit this if 10 patterns show that you get 8 super crit power, for example, and for it to go up, if that makes more sense. I think it should though, because it makes sense for me. If it doesn't though, then well, to summarize, it's literally predicting what you can get next, and if there's a point in waxing, as I said earlier. Now, we do have all the other stuff, of course, with the memory match. I'm sure Onett is going to do something. I feel like he will be able to reset players though that have gotten more than, I don't know, 100 even. Like, that's not even not doable. I'm sure Onett is going to do something against this, but really just watch out. I know for a fact maybe a few beequips may be affected because of this, as maybe more will get generated, which hopefully not, but what can we do, I guess? I mean, I don't know how soon Onett would anti-patch it. Hopefully he just patches it as soon as possible to not break anything. I know some people manipulate the market anyways. I don't know how crazy that could change anything, but if I were to not make this, then it would just get popular by itself usually, as if one thing starts spreading, next thing you know, the entire community knows about it. So just please be cautious around everything. I have been trading hacks or something going on as well lately. You really gotta watch out, and please don't do this as well. Something will happen and you will get punished, so please, but watch out, because yeah, bad things have been happening, and I'm not gonna lie, it has kind of been ruining Beast Swarm, and me basically knowing that, oh yeah, well, what is the point anymore of me waxing beequips when all these people can just see what they're getting, when I'm just out here spam trying to get lucky and they already know what they're gonna get? Like, bruh, how is that fair? You know what I mean?